Hey everyone! Today, we're exploring the story of the Raiders of the Sulu Sea. Powerful maritime warriors connected to the Sultanate of Sulu who dominated the waters of the Sulu Sea from the late 18th to the mid-19th. Were they pirates or were they just a strategic naval forces protecting their economy and power? Well, let's find out. The Raiders of Sulu Sea were maritime warriors active from late 18th century to the mid-19th in the waters of Mindanao, Palawan, Borneo, and neighboring islands. These raiders were mainly composed of Iranun and Balangingi groups, were closely linked to the Sultanate of Sulu. At that time, Sultanate was one of the most influential Muslim states in the Southeast Asia. It controls important trade routes and maintained political connection across the region. Maritime raiding became one of the major activities that supports its economy and strengthened its authority, rather than simple acts of piracy. These raids were connected to the warfare, trade, and surviving with a competitive regional environment. The Sulu Sea functioned as a strategic maritime highway that connects different parts of Southeast Asia. Because of its location, it became a center of commerce and cultural exchange. The Iranun and the Balangingi were highly skilled sailor and shipbuilders. They constructed a large warship known as Lanong and smaller, faster vessels called Garay. These ships were built for speed and mobility, enabling them to travel long distance and launch a surprise attack on the coastal communities. Their expedition reached the Visayas, parts of Luzon, and even areas of present-day Malaysia and Indonesia. During these raids, captives were taken and brought back to Sulu. Many were used as laborers in agriculture, fishing, and trade, while others were integrated into local communities or sold. At the time, slavery were widely practiced in the Southeast Asia and formed a key part of regional economic system. The rise of these raiding activities was strongly influenced by the global trade markets and the increasing demand from China and European markets for goods such as sea cucumbers, pearls, bird's nests, and beeswax created economic opportunity to gather and process these products. The Sultanate needed manpower, so raiding became a means of acquiring a labor and maintaining economic productivity. It also served as a way to demonstrate military strength and secure loyalty among the local leaders. In this sense, raiding was both an economic strategy and a political tool to reinforce the Sultanate's power. However, these activities created fear and instability in many coastal settlements, particularly those under the Spanish control. Spanish colonial authorities labeled the raiders as a pirate and launched military campaigns to suppress them. They built watchtowers along shorelines, strengthen fortification, and deploy naval patrols to protect communities. Over time, improvement in naval technology, including steam-powered gunboats and stronger artillery, to reduce the mobility and effectiveness of the raiders' traditional vessels. By the mid-19th century, intensified Spanish expedition and expanding European colonial influence weakened the power of the Sultanate. As colonial control increased through Southeast Asia, large-scale maritime raiding gradually declined. It is important to understand that historical interpretation of the Raiders of Sulu Sea depends largely on perspective. Spanish record portrayed them as a criminal who threatened colonial orders. However, modern historians argue that raiding must be viewed within its proper historical context. For the Sultanate and its allies, raiding was part of a recognized system of warfare and economic exchange. It reflects the realities of regional competition, shifting trade networks, and resistance to colonial expansion. In conclusion, the Raiders of the Sulu Sea significantly shaped the political, economic, and social history of the southern Philippines and nearby regions. Their action influenced trade system, colonial military strategy, and interregional relations. Although their raids caused suffering and displacement, they were also part of a broader maritime world defined by commerce, power struggle, and the adaptation to global change. And that's it for our discussion on the Raiders of Sulu Sea. I hope you learned something.